What's up, everybody? It's Ross Walters from ChromaticLessons.com. Hey, I know there's a lot of options on YouTube and on the internet for harmonica information and instructional content. There's a lot of teachers out there. There is a focus here on my channel on the chromatic harmonica. So I have a real strong background as a blues harp player, a 10-hole diatonic blues harp player, and I feel like I have something to offer the harmonica community as far as my knowledge of the chromatic harmonica and playing the chromatic in a melodic but bluesy and soulful fashion. So I think I have a fairly unique thing to offer, and I think I have a pretty strong communication skill and way to articulate the instrument to diatonic players that are interested in playing it. So anyway, if you like what you hear, if you like the way I play, if you like the way I teach, please push the subscribe button below this YouTube video. Hey, I'm here with a saxophone around my neck, and we're going to talk about a particular ornament that lends itself to the chromatic harmonica very well and to the saxophone. So I'm going to demonstrate it on this, and I just want you to be aware that these things that we're going to be playing are things that you've heard other musicians do on other instruments, and you've heard vocalists do this, and you've certainly heard saxophone players do it. So I'm going to show you the ornament. We are in the key of C, okay? That's what I want to show you, the turn. So what I'm doing is I'm going from the second degree of the scale to the first degree, D to C, but I'm throwing in a little half step in there, an E flat. So instead of just playing, I'm playing. Let me grab the harmonica. So it's easy to do on the chromatic. We're playing D to C, both draw notes. We're using the slide for C. Before we go down to the C, we're just pushing in and releasing. While we're playing the D, we're just going to throw in an E flat. The other spot I'm doing this on the saxophone is the sixth degree of the scale to the fifth. That's A to G. And it plays nicely on the chromatic. Right? So you can get a lot of mileage even just stringing those two together. The third one that I most frequently use is from the fourth degree of the scale to the flatted third. Harmonica. There it is there. I'm playing the draw F. The hole below it is also a draw note, the E flat. And then I'm just doing a little fwee-diddly-dee with the slide here on the F before I go down to E flat. So, those are my top three places to do the turn. Here's the rule with the turn. It has to start, the first note has to be a note where the slide is out all the way. So this means that we can't do it in every key in every place that we'd like to do it. But the key of C, conceivably, if you think about it, we can play a C major scale without using the slide. So we could play these turns off of every degree of the scale. So I'm going to demonstrate and discuss this in the key of C on the chromatic harmonica. And I'm going to do every scale degree except for the 1. We're just going to leave that one out, and I'll explain why. But we've done 2 to 1, right? D to C. How about doing them off of the 3, like 3 to 2? So there it is there. And I might dovetail 2 turns together. Right? So that's off of the 3. How about off of the 4? If that's the blues scale one that we demonstrated. 4 to the flat 3. So all of these ornaments, the basic melodic shape is a whole step. We're descending and playing a whole step, and then we're putting a half step ornament above the first note. So we're actually modifying one of the degrees of the major scale, and we have a flat 3 here. It's a blues scale sound. So there's a turn off of the 4 to the flat 3. How about off of the 5? This is a special case because we are going outside of the C major scale, and in other cases we've gone outside the C major scale. Even when we play 2 to 1 and 6 to 5, we're throwing in these what I call blue notes. They're legitimate blue notes. They're not legal, but they fit in a bluesy context. You can play a C major chord and have a minor third in it. That's fine. You can have a flatted 7th in it. When we do a turn off of the 5th degree of the scale, though, it introduces the note A flat. So we have to have a reason to do that, to be throwing an E flat in there. And one of the reasons I can think of, I have a piano over here, I don't know if you can see it, but if we have a C major thing going on, then we go to a minor 4, and I have this one progression here. And we can play a line like. That is a turn off of the 5th degree of the scale. It's got an A flat in it. There has to be a reason to do it. That was one reason. Minor 4 chord. You might even have a minor chord progression where it kind of makes sense to have an A flat in there, like a natural minor sound or even a harmonic minor sound. So that's a turn off of the 5th, and a bit of a rabbit trail because I had to talk about when we would use that. We talked about the turn off of the 6th. Let's just keep moving up the scale. Let's talk about the 7th. Yes, I do turns off of the 7th. Or I may even dovetail 2 turns together. Right? So that was it. That was every degree of the scale. So I'm done. The reason I'm not going to talk about this ornament off of the root note is that this introduces some kind of, it's got a D flat in it. And that is outside of the harmony to such a degree that it would be some kind of Middle Eastern or ethnic music, and I don't have any expertise in that. I don't have any examples for you. So I'm mostly playing and teaching this in a bluesy, soulful, pop, smooth jazz sort of context. So I don't know how to deal with a D flat in the key of C at this point. So there's that. The next lesson I'm going to post, I'm going to talk about playing these turns, and I'm going to talk about the 3 most frequently used turns, and I'm going to demonstrate an attempt to show you where they are in all 12 keys. So stay tuned. I'm going to create another lesson with that. Thanks.